We only use 10% of our brain. You've probably heard this quite a few times in your life. It's completely wrong. Brain scans show we use virtually all of our brain, just not all at the same time. Different areas activate for different tasks throughout the day. Even during sleep, large portions of your brain are active. This myth probably came from early brain research being misunderstood. The truth? You're already using your whole brain. You don't have 90% sitting there waiting to be unlocked. Alpha males exist in human psychology. The whole concept? It's based on bad science. The term came from a 1947 study on captive wolves. But here's the thing, the researcher who coined it, David Mack, later spent decades trying to correct it. He discovered that wolf packs aren't led by aggressive alphas, they're families led by parents. The dominance hierarchy only existed in captivity because unrelated wolves were forced together unnaturally. Humans are even more complex. We don't have fixed hierarchies. Status is fluid, context-dependent, and varies across cultures and situations. Calling yourself an alpha doesn't make you a leader. It just means you believed outdated wolf research that was debunked by the guy who wrote it. Real confidence doesn't need a label. Opposites attract in relationships. Sounds romantic. It's not true. Decades of relationship research consistently show the opposite. Similarity predicts relationship success far more than differences do. Couples who share similar values, interests, backgrounds, and life goals have higher satisfaction and lower divorce rates. Sure, some differences can be complementary. One person is organized, the other is spontaneous. But when it comes to core beliefs, lifestyle preferences, and personality traits, similarity wins. The idea that opposites attract confuses initial attraction with long-term compatibility. What feels exciting and different at first often becomes a source of conflict later. You don't need an opposite. You need someone compatible. Venting your anger helps you feel better. We've all been told, just let it out. You'll feel better. You won't. You'll feel worse. Research consistently shows that venting doesn't reduce anger. It rehearses and reinforces it. Every time you vent aggressively, you're training your brain to respond to frustration with more aggression. You're literally practicing being angry. What actually works? Taking a break, physical exercise, problem-solving the situation, or talking through it calmly with someone who can help you gain perspective. Anger isn't something you need to get out. It's something you need to process and redirect. Venting feels good in the moment because it's activating your nervous system. But it makes the problem worse, not better. Practice letting it go, not just out. You need closure to move on. We tell ourselves, I just need closure, then I can move on. No, you don't. Closure is something you give yourself, not something someone else provides. Waiting for an apology, an explanation, or the right conversation keeps you stuck. Most of the time, the other person can't or won't give you what you're looking for. And even when they do, it rarely feels like enough. Research on grief and breakups shows that people who focus on getting closure from others take longer to heal than those who create their own meaning and acceptance. Moving on happens when you decide to stop waiting for permission to let go. Positive thinking can cure mental illness. Just think positive. You'll feel better. No, this is dangerous advice. Clinical mental health conditions like depression, anxiety disorders, and others are medical conditions with biological, psychological, and environmental factors. Telling someone to just be positive is like telling someone with a broken leg to just walk it off. Positive thinking can be a helpful tool alongside proper treatment, but it's not a replacement for therapy, medication, or professional support. The positive vibes-only culture dismisses real suffering and makes people feel like they're failing. If you're struggling with mental health, you're not broken. You need help, not a mindset shift. Seek support. It's not weakness. It's smart. Playing Mozart to babies makes them smarter. Parents spent years playing classical music to their babies, hoping it would boost their IQ. It doesn't. The Mozart effect came from a single 1993 study that showed college students performed slightly better on spatial reasoning tasks after listening to Mozart for about 10 minutes. It had nothing to do with babies. It wasn't about long-term intelligence. And it's been replicated dozens of times with inconsistent results. The truth? Any stimulating activity, music, reading, playing supports brain development. But Mozart specifically doesn't have magical brain-boosting properties. Your kid doesn't need a classical music playlist. They need engagement, interaction, and variety. Save your money on the Baby Einstein CDs. You can read people's emotions from their facial expressions. Movies and TV shows love this one. The detective who can read anyone's face. The mentalist who knows you're lying from a micro-expression. It's fiction. For decades, psychologists believed in universal facial expressions, that a smile means happiness everywhere. A frown means sadness, regardless of culture. Recent research has completely dismantled this. Facial expressions are heavily influenced by culture, context, and individual differences. A smile can mean happiness, discomfort, politeness, or sarcasm, depending on the situation. You can't reliably decode someone's internal state just by looking at their face. Shows like Lie to Me made it look scientific. It's not. Even trained professionals can't consistently read emotions from faces alone. Stop assuming you know what someone's feeling based on their expression. Just ask them. Your face isn't a window to your soul. It's just your face.